Hello everyone, welcome to CISA This Much. This is Aditya, and today we have with us Major Tyagarajan Sir, who has recently qualified his CISA. So, Sir, first of all, heartiest congratulations for qualifying the exam. So, how does it
Thank
feel
you. Thank you.
clearing the exam?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Aditya. It's been a great pleasure associated with you, CISA, this much. Amazing experience. I am not sure whether I will be able to experience the same feeling again in another exam because such a tough exam. Uh, with your help and guidance, I was able to crack it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sir, can you please introduce yourself, your background, and what made you choose this certification?
Okay. First, you can call me Tyagi or Tyagarajan. I prefer that. I am a retired army major. I after quitting army in the year 2009, I joined Wipro as an organization. IT was new to me from an army background to IT. It's a first switch that I experienced. I took that risk of getting into the IT environment. I learned a lot. I was a program manager when I got the role. I moved on to pre-sales and sales within an year of joining Wipro. I was able to sell Wipro in that 1 year. And then I moved on to a delivery role within a year, handling Indian customers. Slowly, I also started handling Middle East customers and added them to into my portfolio. And then I moved on to into an on-site role, handling a large international client based out of France. And after 1.5 years, I moved to Denmark, and I realized that within this span of experience only, I realized that delivery and program management, there is something more that I wanted to do apart from this, which is auditing, because I was always a part of an auditee team, and as an auditee, I had to represent my customers, my accounts to the auditor. That created a lot of interest, and what I felt is that my personality and my aspiration was absolutely matching with the audit gamut. So I aspired and inspired by a lot of auditors who questioned me, who checked on how the processes works and everything, and they also helped me develop my own knowledge on this particular field. So I slowly inclined my interest towards auditing. I also did my internal auditing course while handling this role only. And then due to personal requirement, I had to quit the organization in the year 2017. I switched into a different role, which is I was a president of my village, handling the entire administration of my village that has around 200 odd families, comprising more than 2,500 family members. And then I was also handling security consulting during this 4 years of tenure, which is my interest. I was a security consultant in 2020 for IPL. I moved travel to Dubai, where the World Cup was conducted. I was also an active farmer. I'm into total farming and have my team who is doing complete organic farming. So this is the time when I initiated the organic farming also. And then in the year 2021, my course mate called me up and he said, "Hey, why don't you join Amazon? Because there is an opening and we are looking for a dynamic leadership person like you." And I said, "Okay, why not? Let me give it a try." And then I was able to crack the interview, and I joined Amazon as a program management office head. And recently, I quit the organization because I wanted to completely switch into auditing. I I completed the CISA certification course with the help of you, Aditya, and it's great. Thanks to you. I will talk about it much more about it in
N-
near future.
No,
And
it
then here
was
I am.
it was your equal efforts too. Like, glad to know your story. It's a very huge story, and I'm glad that you have got the opportunity to work in various sectors and get a lot of experience. So, I have one question. Like, so how did you get to know about CISA? So since the awareness is less in the market, and you
Mhm.
also mentioned you got interest in auditing. So by like and so how you got to know, like, auditors, like, what kind of role auditors do, and I should be getting in this particular field. Okay, for this particular field I need to do this certification which is having global demand, since the awareness is less in the market. And even if there is awareness, people hesitate to switch to newer field, since this is a growing field for sure. But what motivated you, and from where you got about the knowledge about this certification?
Okay. Well, the initiation process started when I was an auditee, right? Being an service-oriented organization in which was Wipro, I was an auditee for a lot of customers, right? There were internal auditors, there were external auditors who come and do audit for my accounts, right? So I was able to perform much better as an auditee to the auditor. Then I realized, and I look at those auditors and see, what makes them challenge the process, what makes them help improve the organization, move to the next level of excellence. So they are a very critical factors. They can take you to the next level, or they can also keep you wherever you are. And all auditors by default, they are helping the organization to move to the next level of excellence, be it compliance, be it risk management, or service continuity, whatever the topics are. That motivated me because the kind of questions they asked, the kind of ideas they put into me as an auditee were really amazing. I was stunned. Then I request, if somebody is helping me and my organization to grow, why not I be that person? Why not I help other customers, other organization to do that? Then I also have to, as an individual, we also have to know that what strength that we carry. So when I did an introspection, I realized that I can be a good auditor because I have so and so skills: fault finding, identification of looking into the details, the data driven decisions, and getting into the depth of all processes and anything, right? If I think I am good at it, and that is matching the auditor's portfolio, I said, okay, let me put myself into their shoes and start helping the organization and myself. That's what the organization. That's how the journey started. Slowly, I did not deviate from the aim. I had this in my mind throughout. That's why I did my CIA internal auditor course. Now, why CISA? How come I identified CISA? Is that I kept on speaking with such auditors who came to me for audit, right? And I also gone through several study materials. Uh, you have to keep yourself updated in the current scenario. Uh, what is the need of the market? What is the current problem that an information technology organization is going through, and you have to do a little bit of understanding and match your profile or your inspiration, your as a person, as an individual. If you match yourself with that requirement, I think CISA came to me in the mind, and I was fortunate that I was able to stick on to that CISA. In fact, this CISA certification I started registering myself in 2022 itself, but then there was, due to a lot of other requirement, I could not continue the preparation part. And at the fag end of my, within 1 year I had to clear the exam. So at the fag end of only I was able to look into your videos in YouTube, and then I immediately decided, okay, he is the person, and then I just registered myself, and I was able to crack it.
All right, thank you for the detailed answer. So I, like, I have multiple questions, based on your answer. So, first thing, you mentioned about CIA as well, right? So you did CIA before doing the CISA, right? So as
Correct.
far as what I know, so CIA in level 3, they also have topics of IT audits, if I'm not wrong, as far as what I
True.
remember, in level 3, right? So Do you feel like that helps for CISA preparation? Because nowadays, I think last year, I'm not sure about it, but last year they came with this rule as well, that for CISA holders, you get exemption for CIA as well. Like, you can just give one exam instead of giving
Mhm.
three levels. You just need to give one level if you are a CISA qualified person, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so like, do you advise uh, like people who are in the internal audit field, or who are thinking of pursuing CIA, to even look for CISA, and can think of doing CISA first and then maybe do CIA and just give one exam? Or do you feel, okay, no, it's okay to finish the CIA? Because as far as what I know, CIA takes much more time as compared to what CISA does, right? So, and also about the investment and the time required and the efforts as well. So what's your advice to the internal auditors, who's thinking to get into this IT audit role? Because I still know a lot of people who are working in internal audit. They are mainly involved in the financial audit part, and they want to get here in IT audits, but somehow they feel hesitate to enter in IT field, because they feel that, since IT is not their background, and they're not sure whether they'll be able to do their job well, like they'll be able to handle the responsibility and all those stuff. So what would be your advice to them, like?
Okay. Well, in my experience, I think one must go through CISA first and then go to CIA, because CISA, your fundamental knowledge on auditing, information security, the governance, whatever the five chapters that gets covered, I think it's a very strong foundation that gives the individual who is going through the CIA. This gives a much more solid background. It gives confidence for them to step into CIA. Right. I would strongly recommend one should go through CISA first, have that basic knowledge, because the concept that has that the way you explain it, we don't have to be a IT person to understand that, right? That's what my take would be. So, if that concept is clear at this fundamental level, and if you clear the CISA exam, it would be much easier for the people to appear for CIA. That would be my recommendation.
All right. And what do you think, like, the person to for example, a person who is not having the academic background of IT. Okay,
Mhm.
and if he's planning to get here, he understand things, how IT works, how IT and business are interlinked. He understand the process, but again, is this a requirement that a person should be knowing everything about IT before switching? Especially some people, they also say, okay, should I be knowing the language, the C++ Java, the programming language? Should I be having the knowledge about those stuff? Should I be having the knowledge about the very what to say, IT from the basic till the advanced level? Do I need to know everything in order to pursue my role as an IT auditor? So what do you yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so I would answer this question with my own example, right? I'm a mathematics background. I have my MBA from IIM Lucknow, so I have zero knowledge about IT. I only know how to switch on the computer. That's all I had when I joined Wipro. It was based on my leadership skill or other skill I've been hired, and my background as an army veteran. That's how I was hired. That was an experiment Wipro did, and they were very happy about it. But then the inquisitive to learn new things and the opportunity that you seek, that should that should be enough. You don't have to know IT to its entirety, to its eternity. No, as long as you have the interest and the motivation to know things, I think anybody can be an auditor, provided that you have that interest, you have the motivation to get into it. So I'm a mathematician. I learned IT when I joined Wipro. Within 1 year, I was a pre-sales consultant. So within 1 year of my program management role, I was a pre-sales consultant who was solutioning the solution. I was preparing the solution for customers, for new customers. I was selling Wipro IT services to customers across the globe. So it's not that only I can do it. Anybody can do it. Just that interest and the passion. If you carry with yourself,
And
nothing
will
is easy. Nothing is difficult. You can just be an auditor. Have that passion within you. That's it.
thank you. And as you mentioned, willingness to learn, continuous learning is
Absolutely
required, right?
correct.
All
Correct.
right. So my next question to you is, you also mentioned like you started preparing for CISA in the year 2022, and there were a lot of challenges which came across your journey. So can you please let us know about your journey and what kind of challenges you faced while preparing for this exam.
Yeah. So I registered myself in December 2022, but unfortunately, I chose a wrong partner. Then that's what I would say. The very first session the partner was conducting, the learning partner, right, was conducting, was the very first hour itself. The entire student community knows that okay, we are in a wrong hands. So because if you're not strong enough, people can demotivate you to an extent that you just give up. And a lot of people who registered along with me to with that learning partner, they totally gave up. I think only 2 or 3 people were able to clear in last 1 year out of, I think, 40 or 50. That too with somebody else's help, right? So I was working with Amazon. The schedule was hectic. Saturday, Sundays, I visited office, and I spent my personal time in attending those sessions. But it was not really a learning session. It was just demotivating. I would not name the partner, but then it. I did not give up. I said, okay, let's park this for some time, and then because I was focusing more into my job, and then by mid of 2023, I decided, okay, now that if I have to quit, so if I had to quit Amazon and start my career with auditing, I had to take a call, and then I just did that. I quit Amazon, and meanwhile, I was also into some personal activities. I had to build a temple, and there were a lot of activities going on. So I spent another 6 months in doing that. By November, I also kept track of you by October end, right? I find somebody called Aditya in YouTube, and I attended that course, the free course that you offered. It was, it was like a great eye opener. It was mind blowing, and that confident shoot from 0 to 100%. The very moment I saw the session, I said, okay, that's what, and I made up my mind. That's how I subscribed your course, all the courses, all five, all other four, chapters. And within a month, I think I dedicatedly worked, learned with your study materials. Uh, I used to get up at 3:34 in the morning until 7 o'clock or 6:30. I go through all your audio sessions. I also appear for your mock tests, be it 10 questions or 20 questions or 100 questions or 200 questions. I appear for one set of questions, at least 10 questions in a day. And then within 1 month, I was able to, able to retain that confidence at that level, and I was able to clear, Aditya.
All right. What would be your piece of advice to people, like they should be focusing on knowing the concepts, or they should be only focusing on solving the question answers, or it should be blend of both, like knowing the concepts as well as. And again, when I say concepts, uh in CISA especially, it's mix of everything. I wouldn't call this a pure technical certification. Here we need to understand, say, as an auditor we must know everything. Like we should be knowing at least the basics of each and everything, whether it's the cloud
Correct.
environment, cloud security, data privacy, BCP, DRP, encryption. We should be knowing everything, but we are not supposed to know 100% of everything, right? So what should be what would be your piece of advice, like, for the people who are currently preparing? They should be focusing on first understanding the concepts, and and also, which domain was very difficult for you, like, in these CISA 5 domains.
What I did, I would answer this question that way. I what I did is, first when I joined the course, I went through one questionnaire, right? I appeared for a question and understood where I stand. I did not go through the materials or did not attend your lecture. First, I bluntly appeared for the questions, and I saw where I stand, and then I went into the sessions and the courses that you provide. uh, I understood the concept and then reappeared for the test. And there is a huge difference, where I was before appearing your 2 year course, before, after completing your session, where I was standing. So there was a huge difference. So it is important for one to understand where they stand before attending the course, and after attending the course, what is the level of knowledge that they gained. So these two are important. Appearing for the exam is also important, as well as gaining the knowledge through the study material is also important. At the same time, some amount of general knowledge, I would say, fundamental general knowledge. Anybody could answer some questions, right? You don't have to know that concept. You don't have to be an expert in that. You don't have to have an experience in that. But basic general knowledge, looking at the English itself, some questions would be, some of the questions are like that, and one needs that kind of a knowledge, basic understanding to answer some questions. I think the combination of these three will help in clearing this exam in a much smoother way. You have to appear for the exam, mock tests for sure. At the same time, you have to go back to the course materials and see where you're weak, and then come back to the questions, because every time I appear for the same questionnaire, I do a mistake in the same question, because sometimes you tend to forget the same question, what the answer was. The syllabus is quite vast. So it is important to appear for the mock exam, go back to the study material lectures, listen to it, come back again to this questionnaire, reappear, and see whether you were able to clear it or not. So there is a concoction of all these two things, and of course your basic general knowledge also plays an important role.
Thank you so much for the detailed answer. What would be our last piece of advice? Any tips, any advice you would like to give to the future CISA aspirants who are watching your journey?
Okay, so CISA aspirants, when you said CISA aspirants, which means they know that they wanted to have their profile or their career in auditing, and they wanted to clear CISA. So for those people, what I would say is, I can guarantee that if you spend at least 1 month studying the course materials given by Aditya, genuinely, when I say genuinely, sit and, because we tend to overlook and skip, and when appearing for the mock test, it is very important to be genuine. Appear for the mock test and go through the course materials, and I'm damn sure that everybody will be able to clear CISA with the help of Aditya. There is no doubt about it. And not just because I'm talking to you, I'm telling this with I'm telling this wholeheartedly, because my confidence level was zero at one point in time, and after looking at your course material, it shoot up to 100, in fact more than 100, and within 1.5 months, for me it was just a cakewalk to clear CISA, only with the help of your study materials and your your lectures. Otherwise it wouldn't have been possible. Try to stick to this study routine, morning, evening. If people who are working, spend at least 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. I really regret not being able to see your lectures in the beginning of this journey, that is in 2020-22. Had I seen you at that point in time, I would have cleared by mid of 2023. But nevertheless, I was able to crack it with your help. For all CISA aspirants, just follow the advice what Aditya is giving during the course of the lecture. you have to work hard to fail. Actually, I would say that if you follow the instructions, if you be sincere, it will be very hard for you to not clear the exam. That's what I would say, Aditya.
Yeah, and you know what, I would like to add one thing here, So he mentioned about our lectures and everything, but honestly, there is one more thing, is he trusted the entire process. And secondly, uh, like I guide a lot of people, but in the end, it's all about implementation. Very few are able to implement things it sounds very easy when he mentioned, I saw the mocks, I watched the lectures, I studied from the YouTube free domain first. It sounds easy, but when it comes to implementing, when it comes to actually sitting, actually watching the lectures, it's not that easy process. And uh, it takes a lot of efforts to finish your work, because people will guide you, but at the end of the day, it's your efforts. You need to sit, you need to implement. There is no shortcut. It's not going to happen that, okay, you sit for any lecture on the weekend or whatever stuff and you'll pass. It's not going to happen like that. You will need to do your homework from your hand, from your end. And especially people like him, who is very experienced, he and coming from this background, trusting us, trusting the entire process, working hard, you know, uh, especially for younger generation, working and studying for lot of hours is easy, but when people get at the age of 30, 35 plus, 40 plus, it's not that easy to manage your family. You have a lot of personal commitments and then managing time for the studies. So hats off for that. And thank you so much for motivating a lot of people, and it was really nice taking an interview, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Aditya, for initiating that confidence in me, and your words and your I'll give you one more insight. I when I play your videos, the speed is always 1.5, 2, right? The initial time it was 1.5, and then 2, and then 2.5, because the more the repetition is, the faster I play it. And the kind of passion that video brings in, right? The people who are looking at your videos at 1.52, they will feel, they can see the passion, right? They can see the passion getting deep inside me. I felt it. So thank you for so much for imbibing or inculcating that interest and the confidence and passion in me. Thank you so much for helping me clear CISA, and being an inspiration for a lot of people. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. All right.